Welcome to County Report this week. I'm Lorna Virgili. We start the show this week with a story that is mobilizing efforts to stop the shift of teacher pension costs. Advocates for county organizations and services have outlined the damage that would result from the governor's plan to shift half the cost of teacher pensions back to the counties. Susan Kennedy has more.
It was a full house as the council received a briefing on the impact of the proposed pension shift. There's growing concern that shifting the pension burden would result in reduced funding across the board. Schools would see an increase in class size as well as staff reductions.
Last year, we saw the county not meet maintenance of effort, and we saw tremendous cuts in the school system. This year, we're meeting maintenance of effort, presumably. We still have to get past that vote. But we've taken the stand that, okay, let's look at our resources, how they're being utilized, how the funds are being spent to make the most effective school system, most effective use of our resources. That's with the idea that next year we're going to see restorations of those cuts. You've heard about guidance counselors where we have thousands of kids that don't have access to a guidance counselor during half the school day. We're lacking in media specialists. School libraries are closed during the day. There's so many examples there where we need to start restoring, and if we take this huge hit on the pension shift, we're not going to see that next year.
Montgomery County Libraries has taken the biggest hit of any county agency since fiscal year '09. We're just trying to dig out. We had to fight like heck to get $3 million put in last year. Now if they start shifting $47 million in the first year, much less what happens to up to $40, $50, $60, $70 million under the county as a whole, we know that all that progress we've made is going to get wiped out.
Joining elected and appointed officials at the briefing were members of the county's employee union, McGeo. They say the shift would drastically impair their ability to do their job.
Right now we're challenged as it is with the budget cuts. With this going on, it's going to make further challenges on us. I take pride in what I do in helping people, and it's going to affect the people that I help, and they won't get the services that they need because of short staffing, budget cuts, lack of programs, things they need to get back on their feet.
We do need everybody on board, and we have everybody on board. And so it is my hope that with this united effort among not just our delegation, but statewide, we were doing here in Montgomery County what other communities are doing and other councils are doing throughout the state. So this isn't just a Montgomery County issue. No, this goes to, as you heard, Prince George's County, Charles County. All of our counties care deeply about this because they'll all be affected.
I'm Susan Kennedy for County Report This Week.
Maryland Lieutenant Governor Anthony Brown visited Montgomery County this week and met with Executive Ike Leggett to discuss issues important to the county. The Lieutenant Governor also met with Councilmember Craig Rice and participated in the recording of the television show No Boundaries to be aired on CCM. On the show, he addressed state and county issues. County residents that want to learn how to manage their diabetes have a new educational tool. The county is offering free monthly diabetes classes at various locations. Residents can also join the Diabetes Dining Club at locations in Gaithersburg and Rockville for monthly dinners that combine a healthy meal, physical activity, and a chance to socialize while learning about diabetes management. The classes are accredited by the American Association of Diabetes Educators and meets 3 hours per week for 4 weeks. To register, go to onehealthylife.org or call 301-421-5767. Renovations have begun at the Olney Library. Montgomery County Public Libraries and the Department of General Services announced the official start of construction on the project. The library will remain closed during reconstruction, and partial interim library services will be provided to the Olney community by the end of the first quarter of 2012 using a kiosk, which will be located at the Longwood Recreation Center. Final completion is expected in early fall of 2013. The county's Office of Human Rights is again hosting a civil rights historic bus tour that retraces the steps of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and other civil rights heroes. The tour will take place from April 2nd through the 7th. Participants will travel to Greensboro, North Carolina, Atlanta, Georgia, Selma, Montgomery, and Birmingham, Alabama, Cincinnati, Ohio, and Memphis, Tennessee.
It is a tool I think is so important that we do. It is, for many of us who are in the civil rights work, it's a pilgrimage kind of opportunity for those of us who sojourned in this particular work. But for our entire community, I mean our entire community, it's a chance to sort of go back and relive, retrace some of the steps of many of our freedom fighters that had they not done what they did many years ago in the 60s particularly, we would not be sitting here today. You and I assure you of that, would not be sitting here today.
The cost of the 6-day bus tour for a group of 4 is $445 per person, including hotel, transportation, some meals, and all museum fees. If interested, visit montgomerycountymd.gov/human rights. When we come back, we'll tell you how you have rated the county's 311 call center. And we'll have updates from the police department and the Department of Transportation.
On Rockville 11's Bridget Breuer, coming up next, we'll tell you why some 4th graders inside this school are ready to be the next mayor of Rockville when County Report This Week continues.
It's called PEG Television, and it's an important part of your community. PEG, or Government and Community Channels, provide all citizens with free information about local community events and what's going on in Montgomery County. It's our window on the world of diversity that makes Montgomery County a great place to live. It's the arts. It's the latest in local news and culture. And it's about staying up to date on today's issues. The county supplies the fiber optic network that links most public schools and county government offices. But the Comcast franchise agreement that supports these PEG channels is ending. You have an important voice in future funding, helping the county determine what types of services you want to see on cable and online in the coming decade. The more information you provide in the upcoming focus groups, the better the franchise will be for all residents. So come on out to any of the Comcast forums in March and make your voice be heard.
Welcome back to County Report This Week. I'm Lorna Virgili. What would you do if you were mayor for a day? Rockville 4th graders will have the chance to apply for the mayor's job for one day this spring. Our Rockville 11's Bridget Breuer has more.
I don't think anybody wants to be mayor who doesn't like people.
That's the advice given by Mayor Phyllis Marcuccio to the 4th grade students at St. Raphael School. She was there to promote the If I Were Mayor contest.
We talked about the city in general, and they gave lots of great ideas, but now they have to get down to work and write an essay.
It was just one stop on the mayor's tour of local schools to promote the contest, which has 4th graders writing essays on what they would do as Rockville's mayor.
I think in my essay I'm going to write about the deer problem, and I think I might write about the deer problem also. I think I'm going to write about the litter because I've seen parks that have so much litter and it's really causing a problem.
Katie Bell of St. Raphael's was the runner-up last year. She had some advice for this year's aspiring mayors.
You might think of something before and then just think of something after, and you could just add it. It doesn't matter. Your ideas will always be really good.
The winner gets to eat lunch with the mayor, participate in a parade, and even have their own street sign named after them.
Well, I got the certificate, and I went out to dinner that night, and I got to be with my family, and I went on TV, and I thought it was pretty cool.
But it's not just fun for the students. As a former science teacher, Mayor Marcuccio enjoys her time back in the classroom.
Oh, it gives me great faith in the future. There's nothing like a bunch of youngsters to make you feel like everything is worthwhile. They truly are the visionaries.
For more information, go online to the city's website at rockvillemd.gov.
The county's 311 call center has received high marks from county residents. A recent customer satisfaction survey of hundreds of users showed that more than 77% of callers were satisfied or extremely satisfied with the overall 311 experience. The MC 311 call center handles an average of 48,000 calls per month. The 311 web portal, mc311.com, which allows residents to find answers and check on the status of service requests 24/7, has consistently averaged more than 29,000 views per month. The comments received from residents were mostly positive, showing that the commitment to providing high-quality customer service is paying off. And now we go to Officer Rebecca Innocenti with an update of a rape that occurred 5 years ago. Officer?
Thank you, Lorna. On December 22, 2007, officers responded to the Hilton Inn located on Montgomery Village Avenue for the report of a rape that just occurred. A member of the house cleaning staff, a 50-year-old female, had entered a room to clean it, and while she was cleaning the room, a male entered the room, physically assaulted her, and raped her. During the course of the investigation, detectives were able to obtain a DNA profile of the suspect from evidence left at that scene. That DNA profile was entered into a national database. Very recently, the Montgomery County Police Department received notice from that database that there was now a match for the suspect, and he is being identified as Darren Lee Marshall, age 28, of Upper Marlboro, Maryland.
Now, was he arrested, officer?
He was. As soon as detectives heard that there was a match, there was a DNA profile match, he was arrested on February 27th and charged with first-degree rape.
Thank you, Officer Innocenti, for that update. And now we go to Tom Pogue from the county's Department of Transportation for an update. Tom?
Hi, I'm Tom Pogue, Community Relations Manager for the Department of Transportation. Here's an update for Montgomery County. The county has received $90 million from the U.S. Department of Defense for transportation projects in Bethesda. The funds will be used to address traffic congestion resulting from the move of the Walter Reed Army Medical Center to the National Naval Medical Center under the Base Realignment and Closure Act. These projects include $40 million for the county to construct the Maryland Route 355 crossing. The project will install deep elevators on the east side of the pike to the metro station platform and a pedestrian tunnel for bus and carpool commuters and walkers. $49 million for the state to construct improvements at 4 major intersections: Rockville Pike at Cedar Lane and at Jones Bridge Road, Connecticut Avenue at Jones Bridge Road, and West Cedar Lane at Old Georgetown Road. These projects are in addition to new or renovated bike paths and sidewalks MCDOT has already constructed at the medical complex. Together, they will improve transit and vehicle mobility and promote pedestrian safety. For more information, visit the county's website at montgomerycountymd.gov. We're working to keep you moving.
When we come back, a Redskins player visits one of our schools. And we bring you an eye-opening experience regarding teenage girls in our county. We'll be right back. Welcome back to County Report this week. I'm Lorna Virgili. Students and teachers at Longview School in Germantown received a surprise treat recently when they were visited by a member of the Burgundy and Gold. But this Redskins player wasn't there to show off his field skills, but rather to promote skills of another kind. Montgomery Public Schools has a story.
It was a bright and cheerful day at Longview School in Germantown. And there were smiles all around as Leonard Hankerson of the Washington Redskins visited with students to read and talk about books. Hankerson was joined by 20 volunteers from Federal Express in a joint effort sponsored by the Washington Redskins Charitable Foundation to promote literacy and reading to MCPS school children.
Over the last few months, we've delivered helped deliver almost 280,000 materials or reading material to throughout the greater DC area. And you see our truck in the purple and orange driving all over the place, but it's more than that. It's about a community that we serve.
Well, literacy is critical. We know through research that says that kids who are reading on or above grade average in the second and third grade are more likely to go to college. We can do a lot by just bringing out players, raising awareness about education, about literacy, and really making things happen in ways that a lot of kids, wouldn't normally get.
It wasn't just the kids who were excited about a visit by the Washington Redskins. MCPS staff were sporting their burgundy and gold and getting a few autographs. Longview teacher Josh Schechter has been working to arrange this visit for more than 3 years.
And just to see the look on the kids' faces, it was great. Well worth the wait.
This is Marissa.
But for receiver Leonard Hankerson, it was about connecting with the kids at the school.
Oh, I'm thinking I'm here having a smile on my face as I came here to Longview, put a smile on kids' face, read to them today, and just have fun with everybody that was here and show love to the kids.
Staff from the Redskins and Federal Express made sure all students had a book and encouraged everyone to read for at least 20 minutes a day.
Longview School! Many thanks to the Redskins and Federal Express. That's a great program reaching thousands of kids. The team is making an impact beyond the football field. County Councilmember Valerie Irvin teamed up with Montgomery College to educate and inspire female students at a Black History Month event on the Tacoma Park Silver Spring campus. Here's the story.
Montgomery County Councilmember Valerie Irvin helped to close out Black History Month with a keynote speech and a question and answer session at Montgomery College's Sister Citizen Black Women in American Culture and History event.
The fact that so many young African American women are students here at the college is very exciting to me, and I think that they should not ever be afraid to use that voice, because I think people are seeking those authentic voices in our community. So I'm just here to share a little bit of my own personal story and hopefully in some way inspire the next generation.
You are called many names. You are all of them and you are none of them. Strong Black woman, angry Black woman, superwoman without the cape.
The event included a poetry reading by Montgomery College professor Katima Lee and a musical performance by Michelle Nelson, also known as Love the Poet.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty.
The event's goals were to highlight the contributions of African American women in American history and to encourage all young women to find their voices in our present-day society.
At Montgomery College, it's so important to us to make sure that students have the opportunity to reflect on what's happening in the world. It's the relevance of what they're learning in the classroom. This is what gives students the opportunity to become self-actualized.
My advice to young African American women is find your authentic self and be true to it.
Credit and Services of Greater Washington recently hosted the Talk with a Teen Girl Forum in Silver Spring. The program provided an insight into the world of teenage girls in Montgomery County, and Susan Kennedy was there. Susan?
Lorna, we know that adolescence can be a challenging time, but folks came out tonight to listen to a group of young women express what it's like to be a teen girl in the 21st century.
It all relates back to not having enough programs that educate us.
The young women who participated in the Talk with a Teen Girl Forum are part of a positive youth development program called Sneakers.
I feel like it's an amazing program and every teen girl should be part of it.
They provided insight into the issues they face and how they are working to become their own advocates.
So many times adults see us on the streets and they judge us because of our looks or the way we talk around others. But I think if they do stop and just get to know us, talk to us for a second. Don't judge us by how we look, but judge us because of our inner personality.
So basically there's a lot of stereotypes with the whole teen girl thing. You get to know where we want to go in life and just get to know a little bit about us, and you'll see that you'll like us.
The Talk with a Teen Girl campaign works to shed light on those issues facing teen girls and giving them tools to make good decisions. Lisette Oriana was once a member of Sneakers when she was a teen mother. She says girls face many of the same issues today as in the past.
Years go by, but the issues still stay the same, and girls are still navigating the same challenges, whether you're a teen mother or not, that I had in high school. And we still just want to be heard, we want to be valued, we don't want to be judged. We just want someone who shows they understand and they care.
I think everyone wants respect.
Councilmember Nancy Florine took part in the panel discussion. She said she was speechless after she heard about some of the obstacles the girls from the sneakers say they face, and it's important to recognize these young women are our future.
Everything we can do to bring attention to that fact, I think, is really critical to the success of this county. It's true for all our young people. Their world is so different from how it used to be when I was young. And we need to listen. That's the most important thing. It's true for us as politicians, and it's true for us as community members. We need to know to listen.
I'm Susan Kennedy for County Report This Week.
Start thinking of a name if you would like to adopt this friendly male beagle. Kathy Stanhope from the Humane Society shows us this sweet dog in our Pet of the Week segment. Kathy?
Hi, this is Kathy Stanhope with your Pet of the Week at the Montgomery County Humane Society. And today we have a special little guy. We are here with an unnamed beagle. We're just identifying him as tag number 295. And he is a cutie. He's a very tiny little beagle. He's about a year old. And this poor little guy was found wandering the streets, and he was skinny and he was dirty and he was starving. And now he has just cleaned up beautifully. He has turned out to be a very sweet, well-behaved dog, lots of energy. But the thing about a beagle is you always have to keep him on a leash. Beagles are hunting dogs. They like to follow their noses. And I can almost guarantee that's exactly how this poor little guy got lost in the first place. He ran away from his home, they let him off the leash, and unfortunately he just couldn't find his way back. But he really is sweet, and he really would love to have a home. He is a tri-colored little guy. He is not neutered currently, but he will be neutered upon adoption. And he's just the happiest little dog. If you're looking for a medium-sized little dog, he is just great. Come on down and meet him. Give us a call at 240-773-5967 or visit us on the web at mchumane.org. You definitely want to meet little beagle here, number 295. He wants to go home with you.
When we come back, the county gets ready to honor volunteers, and we need nominees. And Comcast enters negotiations with the county to renew its franchise. But first, the county wants to hear from residents. We'll be back.
Hold on to your hats because Ramona Quimby is coming back to MC. Don't miss the latest adventures of the world's most animated third grader. Saturday, March 10th in the Perilla Performing Arts Center on the Rockville campus. MC will host Diabetes University, an educational program for those with diabetes, their families, and caregivers on Saturday, March 24th from 9 a.m. to noon on the Rockville campus. Reservations are required for this free event. Help your child tap into their creativity and expand their interests by signing up for MC's Summer Youth Program. Registration is now open for over 200 full and half-day classes offered on all 3 MC campuses. For more information about the endless possibilities at your community college, visit our website.
Welcome back to County Report This Week. I'm Lorna Virgili. Montgomery County has taken great strides to increase the amount of household items that can be recycled. Montgomery Community Media's Susan Stark has more information.
Have you ever wondered what happens to the materials you put in the blue bin every week?
Well, the trucks pick them up and they bring them here to the Montgomery County Recycling Center, which is located on Frederick Road near Shady Grove. And we process the bottles and cans. We actually separate that material into distinct commodities, and we bale it all except for glass, and we sell all our products to vendors who make new products out of the materials we sell them.
Approximately 95 tons of commingled bottles and cans a day and 260 tons of paper products are delivered to be separated and processed.
The county's goal is to recycle 50% of all of the waste that we generate. So as I mentioned, we're generating over 1.24 million tons of trash, and our goal is to recycle half of all that trash that is generated.
It's important to remember to do our part, but some things to keep in mind are not to include hazardous materials with the collected items. It is also better to keep plastic bags out of the bins.
There are some commodities that we can't recycle or don't recycle here. And primarily, we see a lot of plastic bags, the kind of bags you get from the grocery stores. Now, just because we don't or can't recycle them here doesn't mean they can't be recycled. You can take them to a take-back grocery store like Giant or Magruder's or Safeway or somewhere like that. But when we get bags, most of the material that people set out are in the plastic bags. So our sorters have to actually stop and untie the bags and then free the material. And in the meantime, other material that they should be sorting is getting past them. So if people could primarily just focus on not giving us plastic bags, that would make our job a lot easier.
What's the next step in this recycling process?
Once you reduce the amount of waste you generate, you reuse what you can reuse, recycle all that you can recycle, all that is required to recycle under the county's regulation, all that we have markets for. The next thing is to buy recycle. Close the loop by buying products made from recycled materials.
Now, don't forget that you can recycle mixed paper such as newspaper and magazines, cardboard, glass, plastic, aluminum, and even yard trimmings. For more information, go to montgomerycountymd.gov/recycling. Executive Ike Leggett wants to honor those residents that give their time and volunteer in our county. The first Montgomery Serves Awards ceremony will take place on April 30th at Imagination Stage in Bethesda. This first annual event is organized by the Fund for Montgomery, Montgomery County Volunteer Center, and the Corporate Volunteer Council of Montgomery County. The idea is to recognize some of our county's most outstanding community leaders and dedicated volunteers. Individuals, businesses, and community groups are encouraged to submit nominations for the awards. Nominations will be accepted up to 5 p.m. on Monday, March 19th. Nomination forms may be found at montgomeryserves.org. A reminder to county voters, the deadline for receipt of an absentee ballot application for the April 3rd presidential primary election is Tuesday, March 27th. Written requests must reach the elections office by 8 p.m. For an application or more information, visit 777vote.org. Montgomery County is seeking 700 people to attend focus groups March 19th through the 24th to provide community input. This is part of the cable franchise negotiation process between the county and Comcast. Residents are being sought to participate in the focus groups. Each focus group lasts 2 hours and refreshments will be provided. The focus groups are organized to encourage people with like interests to attend the same meeting to facilitate brainstorming. You do not have to be a Comcast customer to participate. To register or for more information, visit montgomerycountymd.gov/cable or call 240-777-3762. And with that, we close this edition of County Report This Week. Join us at this time every week for a look at what's going on inside Montgomery County. I'm Lorna Virgili. Thank you for watching.